Hello lovely viewers, you are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this lesson, we shall be discussing the simple tricks to passing literature in English. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. Literature in English is considered by most students a difficult subject to understand and pass. This statement is only true when one fails to prepare for the exams. Literature in English, unlike other subjects, cannot be understood within a short period of time. Therefore, there is a need to prepare adequately for the paper. Even if you are given a question paper a day before the exam, you will still not perform if you don't know the various selected African and non-African poems and books. It is therefore important for candidates to note that knowledge on the selected poems and books is the basis for making good grades in Wassce. Candidates who often excel in literature in English are those who have read both the poems and the books very well and have been able to present their answers to suit the demands of the questions. Nonetheless, most candidates fail literature in English for the following reasons. 1. Narration of a poem or story. Most candidates mistake the knowledge of a poem as the analysis to any question under that particular poem or book. When candidates are supposed to be discussing, analyzing, commenting, examining, explaining, and digesting specific opinions and notions, you find them narrating the whole poem or the whole book. Candidates are advised to note that knowledge of the poem or knowledge of the book is one thing, and responding to the question is also another. Most candidates who do not make good score in literature in English are fond of narrating the whole poem or the whole book without answering the question. Therefore, candidates are advised to read between lines to determine the demands of the question before choosing them. 2. Unnecessary account on the author or poet's background. Most candidates complain that the time allocated for literature in English is not always enough. However, you will find candidates spending their precious limited time writing a paragraph or two about the author's background or about the background of the poet. It is interesting to note that no literature question will task students to explore the background of a poet or an author. Therefore, such accounts are not necessary, and no marks are awarded to candidates who engage in this. Therefore, candidates are advised to go straight to the point. 3. Poor presentation of work. Most candidates who score low marks are those whose works are not systematic. Candidates for lack of planning before starting end up jamming their work, making it dirty and unreadable to anyone who takes the work. Most of them do not have a free flow of information. They also have poor paragraphing and their work is unkempt. Candidates should note that every examiner wants a clean and presentable work to encourage them to read the script. It is interesting to know that a systematic and logical presentation of answers can compel examiners to award good marks to candidates without wasting time to read the whole work or the whole script, since such a student knows what he or she is doing. 4. The use of poor language. What most candidates are not aware of is that literature in English is an elevated or advanced form of English language. Hence, language counts a lot in the success or failure of candidates. A candidate may capture all the relevant points in the marking scheme, but will still score low marks or fail entirely for using poor language to communicate his or her point. What this simply means is that examiners do not only mark the points, but they go beyond that to examine the language used in expressing the points. They look out for grammar, concord, spelling, and the sequence of tenses before scoring candidates. 5. Lack of familiarity with poems and books. Most candidates do not have any knowledge on the selected poems and books. Therefore, you find candidates exchanging or swapping the names of poets or playwrights and novelists. And in most cases, especially the African poems, most candidates confuse one poem for the other, which leads to a deviation or digression. So therefore, they score low marks and in the end, they fail the paper. 6. Failure to suit the demand of a question. Most candidates do not take time to read the questions, especially if a question is asked on a book or a poem he or she has extensive knowledge on. The result of this is that the candidates keep moving and circling around the point without discussing the main idea. Candidates are therefore advised to look for key words in the question and respond to the question in accordance to the demand of the question, and not in accordance to what they think the question should be. 7. Lazy response to questions. Most of the times, responses to questions by candidates suggest that no serious planning or no critical thinking has been done. For the responses presented by candidates are sometimes shallow, uninformed, hollow, scanty, and sketchy. Here, some candidates are able to write on the selected poems and books. However, they are unable to quote even a single phrase from the poem or from the books to support what they are discussing or to support their work. In some cases, some candidates just bullet their points or bullet their answers as responses to the questions rather than explaining, discussing, or analyzing them. 8. Over-reliance on commentaries. Instead of candidates reading, understanding, and appreciating poems and books for themselves, they decide to find shortcuts to understand these poems without reading the main text. It is not bad to read a commentary. However, over-dependence on it can lead you to failure, since most commentaries are not detailed enough to cover the entire text. After discussing what accounts for the mass failure of students in literature in English, let's see how to address this problem. Suggested remedies. 1. Candidates must write a brief introduction and background of the poet, author, or novelist. 2. Candidates should focus on the specific demand of the question to avoid irrelevant materials. 3. Reading the various poems and books for extensive understanding of the various questions. 4. Write clearly and boldly. 5. Improve your language through reading to enable you express yourself better in your writing and presentation. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Till we meet again in our next lesson. Bye for now.